Alrighty, nice one. That was me asking for a land map, and we've indeed got ourselves a Regicide fortress. Great stuff with Nicov and Millo once again. They're playing as the Mayans, and I tell you what, this is kind of weird, but I don't think I've seen a Mayan game for a long while, which is actually very different, because I mean, Mayans so played in Age of Empires, but I've actually not seen a Mayan game for quite a while because I don't know, been watching a lot of Arena, I guess, and that's kind of made quite a bit of difference. So over to the right of the map here, in red, we have got Nicov playing as the Mayans, as we previously figured out, and over to the left of the map, in yellow, Enter the Void, aka Millo, also playing as the Mayans. One thing you will note straight away there is that Nicov had to delete that barracks. It was kind of blocking his main wood, and it sort of first glance, Nikov's map looks a little bit odd. I mean, look at that stone. He might even call for a restart because of that. But then saying that, maybe he would have done it already. But yeah, this map is pretty awkward actually for Nicov here. Of course, that stone is the real issue here for him, because as the Mayans, you are going to want to make a lot of castles, and you're going to need a lot of stone for that. But when your stone is covered in trees, there's actually no chance of ever managing to take it. So he's going to be forced out here for stone, and that's nasty for him. But aside from that, I don't know, it doesn't look too bad, I guess. His gold is protected by this castle, I suppose, which is decent. And he has got gold to the right here, which he can wall off quite easily. But obviously the stone is nasty for him. Millo's map, let's have a look. Well, gold is going to be alright. He can easily put a TC here on the front, or somewhere on this wood line to take that, not a problem. His main stone is accessible at the very least, and he's got 2 pieces of gold in the back as well, which is going to be very easy for him to protect. A little bit of wall here, a little bit of wall there, and bam, 2 gold piles absolutely safe and sound in the back of your base. So that's good indeed. I see a dead body on the floor though, and I think Millo may have lost a villager there. In fact, he is 1 population behind Nicov at this stage, so that is very important to remember, and it could put Nicov into a little bit of an advantage going up to the castle age, because of course they will fast castle in this game. Both of them getting some exploration done with their king. I find it so amusing to watch the king waddle around. He's such a fast unit, yet he is so fat, and there is no explanation for it aside from that. I think the real reason why the king is so fat, not so fat, so fast even, is because he has no arms. He's got a lot of extra weight around his tummy, but due to the fact that he has no arms, he can actually move a little bit faster. He doesn't have any extra drag and all of that stuff, so I think that is the real reason why the king moves so quickly. Let's have a look at where is he? Millo there. You can see clearly the king just doesn't have arms. So there we go. That's the real reason. But one thing that's quite nice about this map is that they will do a very fast castle time. They'll do a very fast feudal time as well. Of course, they did start with extra villagers, and fast castling is just so obvious. Once they do that, of course, they will start to pump out a few plumed archers. And the plumed archers, I don't know why I said that like a question. Plumed archers, maybe? Yes, they will pump out plumed archers. Just take some map control and see if they can get some picks as well. Though it isn't likely. It could always be a possibility. And interesting, Nikov's going to build his 2 feudal age buildings out front, and I think that maybe just to save some space inside of his town, but I don't know if he's perhaps trying to make a little bit of a wall off here, who knows. Definitely no chance of taking that stone in a hurry, and we'll see both of them about to go up to the castle age in just a sec. 2 feudal age buildings for the both of them, of course, market blacksmith, expected stuff. And I'm going to see who starts taking stone first. I mean, the nasty thing here, for Nicov especially, is that not only is this stone covered, which makes it very difficult for him to take it, you can see he's trying to take it now, but also, if he does take this stone out here, the plumed archers from Millo are going to be able to harass that very quickly. And that will slow things down a lot, so certainly worth keeping that one in mind. But of course they're going to have to take some stone as well to get that 2nd and 3rd TC up, so really crucial stuff over there for that. Obviously only 150 stone in the bank, so surprisingly, Millo not taking any just yet, so we'll see what he does. Perhaps going to quickly get some plumed archers out rather than going for the 3 TCs very fast. But on this map, from what I've seen in a lot of games, it usually works out best for players to go with 4 TCs. I remember making these observations during the GML, and my observations kind of came to the conclusion that the players who went with 4 TCs on Regicide Fortress usually came off better than the players who went with 3 TCs, and they usually went on ahead to win, so that's worth noting. Nicov here, though, I think I see what he's doing. He's going to wall this up, and he's going to wall that up, and then he's going to be able to take this stone in peace, and of course this gold as well, which he's putting a TC up on straight away. And he's also the first to get to castles, so his economy going to be a little bit further ahead, which is really important. And I doubt we're going to see a very big engagement until the Imperial Age anyway. Let's see what Millo's doing here. He might, yeah, I was going to literally just say he might buy some stone, and indeed he did do that. Nicov mining just enough stone here to get 2 TCs out, but Millo opting to go with the I'm going to buy myself a TC strategy rather than that I'm going to earn myself a TC strategy, or mine myself one. Interestingly enough, Nicov pumping out those plumed archers straight away, Millo playing much more passively, so that's kind of interesting. Could lead to some villager deaths for Millo here if he gets a little bit too close to the edge, but it's very unlikely that Nicov is going to be getting Bodkin Arrow yet, or at all for a while, because it does cost quite a lot of resources, and that resources you need to boom with, so it's unlikely that he'll get Bodkin Arrow. He has got Fletching, but I don't think that extra range is really going to make too much of a difference here, because Millo is well within his walls at this moment in time. Should be absolutely fine. Lacking, though, the resources for that 3rd TC at the moment. So he just needs to get a little bit more wood in before he can build that. Whereas Nicov has already got his 3rd one up, and he's got 1, 2, and the 3rd one going up on the gold here at the castle. So, interesting. Neither of them taking a lot of stone just yet, but they will start to take some stone pretty soon. And maybe we'll see a 4th TC coming in by, well, from one of them. I kind of hope Millo does go for 4 TCs here. He is the underdog in this matchup, and so adding in that 4th TC could actually give him a little bit of an edge as the game goes on. But Nicov currently has got a lot of map control here, and he's going to be able to keep a close eye on what Millo's doing. As I said before, though, very unlikely that he will be able to get a couple of villager picks at all. Perhaps if he comes over here, he might get a couple, because these villagers are very close to the wall. But aside from that, Millo's walled off this left side, so nothing's going to get back here. And 3rd TC is up. So Nicov getting a little bit further ahead now, but not by a huge margin. Of course, his military here going to give him a little bit of a score boost as well. And we'll just see how the next few minutes of the game play out. We can see that Millo is kind of far behind in terms of population, starting to get some plumed archers of his own out now, but no fletching on them yet. So we'll see if he does get fletching at all, but he certainly should consider it before heading up against these plumed archers from Nicov. So 3 TC boom, pretty standard. Perhaps we'll see a 4th, neither of them switching to any stone just yet. I think Nicov probably trying to cut these trees down so that he can actually access this a little bit easier. And plumed archers from both of them. I'm kind of waiting for Millo now to make a push and actually move out. Of course, plumed archers just so cheap. They're very, very cheap, very quick to build, very agile, very fast. All of the good things that you want in a unique unit. And, you know, you'd expect the army composition of this game to pretty much be elite plumed archers with rams. But we could always see Eagle Warriors coming in as well, especially if there's a hole in the wall. They do have very strong Eagle Warriors, and they are great raiding units. So perhaps if a hole gets busted in one of these walls, we could see some Eagle Warriors coming in. But it is a lot of resources to invest, so really important to remember that, as switching to Eagles is going to obviously delay or reduce the amount of plumes you can make. Millo going to try and put a counter out, see if he can pick some villagers here. He might be able to do it if he catches Nicov off guard, but Nicov coming forwards with a siege workshop, and he's got Bodkin Arrow as well. So perhaps we're going to see some very unorthodox early aggression here, and in fact, it's quite nice for him because he does have a range, I think, that he should be able to hit this town centre from outside the wall, which is really nice for him. Also as well, Millo at the moment doesn't have Bodkin Arrow, whereas Nicov does. He doesn't even have Fletching. So this army of Nicov here absolutely going to cut down Millo's plumes, and he's going to run straight into it, I think, which is a big mistake from him. He needs to get out of there. But the Mangonel now coming in, Millo going to lose one villager, and more likely to follow, as that TC will start getting whittled down. A second Mangonel on the way out. You know, maybe Siege Workshop in defense, good idea, but yeah, definitely worth getting Fletching right about now. He has got the resources for it. In fact, yeah, you literally just did it there. But this is very kind of unorthodox to see this really early aggression. Usually players don't really get that very aggressive until the Imperial Age in Regicide Fortress. Mostly due to the fact that they do have that kind of defensive bonus, the fact that they have the walls already. It helps a lot. So this TC going to get battered down, but Millo again going with that counter now. And I think if he brings his plumed archers in quickly, could get 3 or 4 villager picks over here. Going to be tough for him to get in anywhere else though, as this side is walled off completely now. And Nicov starting to get a little bit of an advantage, but if he's not careful, Millo could get a double pick here. Watching very well indeed. Millo gonna lose that one, but almost getting 2 for 1 there. Only 1 HP left on that Mangonel, and Millo now really does need to consider Bodkin Arrow as well as an extra Mangonel. Very nicely done indeed. Nicov though gonna bring this villager in to repair, and gonna make very good use of that villager there, I feel. Good stuff indeed. Problem though for Millo now, having to spend quite a lot of stone and villager time repairing this TC, which is not so nice, because he will want to consider getting some castles out fairly soon. So definitely worth keeping that one in mind as well, as that is a really big negative for Millo at this stage. Let's see what he can do here though. 3 Mangonels. Let's see if he can micro this one well enough. Gonna pick that villager straight away. Good one indeed. And yeah, gonna want to get away from there. There's no way he's gonna micro against 3 Mangonels like that. But he has got a Mangonel of his own. The thing is now, if you're in a defensive position, if your opponent takes their eye off the ball for a matter of seconds, you are gonna get them. But Millo gotta go back quickly, almost losing that Mangonel. Oh man, that was nasty. He should have just brought it straight in rather than going parallel with the wall. Looks like Nicov might even have ballistics actually. No, he doesn't, surprisingly. Just bad movement from Millo there. And Millo still doesn't have Bodkin Arrow, but he is going Imperial much faster. Well, not much faster, but quite a bit faster than Nicov here. Perhaps looking to get another castle up pretty quickly. Nicov now starting to add a lot more villagers to stone, and in fact, adding in an extra 2 TCs, he's gone up to 5, which is a very large amount of TCs indeed. We can only see 3 from Millo at the moment, so Nicov, by kind of general observation here, going to have a big advantage going on into this game. Oh! All those Mangonels, that is just so much Mangonelage indeed. Millo needs to pick them quickly if he can. Just let Nicov take his eye off the ball for a matter of seconds and he'll have him, but nope. Good micro by Nicov indeed. And in fact, Millo going to get caught out here as well, because +2 defense as well as +2 attack on the plumed archers. And Millo now just getting Bodkin Arrow, but A, fighting uphill, B, lacking 2 defensive upgrades. And his army is going to get absolutely destroyed. Trying to get up a castle in defense. It's so crucial that this castle goes up, because these 4 Mangonels will be pushed away then, and he can start getting some extra plumed archer production on the way. But Millo spending a lot of time, a lot of villager time especially, trying to keep these this TC up. Is he going to get this Mangonel? Yes, he will. That is a kind of saving grace for him. And as well as that, up to the Imperial Age a little bit faster also. The castle here then should go up by the looks of things. And that was a 2-for-1 Mangonel there. Nicely done indeed. Imperial Age for Nicov, but GG from Millo. I felt maybe a little bit early there. Though saying that, he did have a very small number of plumed archers in comparison. He was also only on 3 TCs compared to Nikov's 5. And interestingly enough, Nicov, never mind, he was going for continued plumed archers. I just saw that barracks and thought maybe he was switching into eagles. But in fact, he was actually just getting the barracks so he could make the archery range and upgrade things there. But I don't know. I think with that second castle up, Millo might have actually had a bit of an advantage. He could have started to produce a lot more plumed archers, actually, because he would have had the production advantage there, which Nicov wouldn't have had. So I don't know, mixed feelings about that resignation there, but oh well, let's go back.